Hello again and welcome to Steve's Long Stay Vintage Radio Workshop. And me being me, we have a tape recorder on the go here. This is well, not a very common one. Not many of these were sold because the reels are too small, I think. It's a Sound Belle. These, like I said, they are a unit which only takes small wheels, and everything is done on the front here like that. And so let's see what happens, shall we? So, and it goes. That's okay. That's okay. Well, I think we know what the problem is there, don't we? Altogether now, smoothing capacitors, at a guess. This unit, like many, the way you can tell, by the way, just very quickly, if when you switch it on and bring it up, this control here, the volume control here, doesn't affect the sound that comes out of it, then we know that it is smoothing caps. Very, very common problem, that. And so therefore I can't use this one as yet. So let's have a look inside and see first of all what we can do. I think first of all we'll risk it and get the tape off. Whichever one is that one, okay, fine. You see? That's very good, that, actually. The deck on this seems alright, but we'll check it anyway. And as you can see there, as soon as anything comes onto it, you get that noise. But as soon as switch it off, we don't get anything. Now, how do we know that this is the smoothing caps? Well, the smoothing caps work first of all on the output valve, of course, which on this is, well, I don't know yet. But having said that, for that reason, the volume control doesn't affect it. So as soon as that valve comes up, you see, there we are. So obviously, you know, there's obviously they need to be changed. So straight away we know one problem with this. Obviously with anything like this, it's always capacitors. I mean always capacitors. Without any shadow of a doubt, it's capacitors. Right, okay, now is it worth taking the bottom off first and getting to it that way, or? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take this bottom off first. And yes, I know I should look at the manual, but I'm not doing it with me, so I can't. But tape recorders of this kind, you know, they are really much of a muchness this way, so nothing else we can do, you know. There we go, that's one. This is two. I can count, you know. This is 2. There we are. 3. And guess what? 4. I can count, you know. So with these 4 screws out of here now, hopefully the base will come off. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm right here. I am right, and it's got straight through to the electronics here now. So if the shell 2 on the 8-put stage, that's fair enough. The smoother it is probably going to be something like that or that. That's the that's the capacitor there. Again, that's the rectifier there. I'll just rectifier is there, okay, and so it's this one here that looks as though it's probably need to have it changed, and so that's the first thing we do. Now there doesn't seem to be, oh, it's there, the speaker's over here, not at the front, okay, fair enough. And yeah, okay, so most of the problems with this are electronic, so we've got the right place to be, and of course there's some capacitors as well, so we need to change those pretty much straight away. What's a resistor but no capacitors here? Okay. There's those, okay, fine. And here. Right, okay, well I'll yeah, okay, it goes to here, there's that, which is a hump, that needs to be replaced straight away. Those probably need to be swapped as well. These more than likely. It's quite a compact little unit actually, this. I'm quite impressed with this. Let's see, oh, the capacitor, the capacitor's underneath this board here, so this is going to come out. Yeah, so get hold of the manual and just sort of what's where, and we'll take it from there. The ones that run in 32s, I've got 33s, what's a mag fabric between friends, and now, as you can hear, there's no actual crackle or buzz at all, but there's nothing, no else. That's as loud as it goes. Now that is either the head, something with the deck or the switching, or something else inside there. What I'll do very quickly is I'll get another tape and we'll try another tape just to see, because of course it's always a possibility, isn't it? So I'll get another tape and we'll try again. Right, this is a tape also that came with this machine, so I can open it up. There we are. This is a Phillips tape, the same size, so you can see it'll probably go on there and not give us too much trouble, haha. Bit too much tape to reel, I think. definitely turn with tape for the reel. Let's see what happens here, shall we? Magic Eye's alright, and it's separated okay, so looks like the 8T's alright, but I'll check it. That's the same. Okay, no worries. Obviously we've got something else to worry about here now. Now, stuff of this age, it's never ever just one fault. Never. So what I'll do now, I'll leave it on play like that. And it's actually still going, even though okay, there's more to the cap, so that's probably why. So if I put this on its back again, like that, like that, and put it back in, and see what we've got and where we've got it. There's a meter, so we'll start on the 2, that's low. 209, okay, fair enough, okay. Right, okay, now note, okay, fine. Let's have a little look around and see what's going on here. Ah. Voltages are okay to it, so I'll try the trick with the buzz test. The ECL82, of course, buzz test goes first of all on pin 3. Not very much, does it? Okay, fine. That's one. That's too warm, that. Time to look a bit further, I think. Might be that valve actually, they do go, so it's possible that that is a problem. But yeah. Now if I was to whip this valve out when it's cooled down, I will see what it is and what it should be and what it isn't and that sort of thing. Now ECL82 and ECL86 for that matter, although pins are different, there are 3 pins which should have HT on them. They are the pentode and the control grid of the cathode section, and the pentode of the triode section. Now they are pins 6, 7 and 9. Okay, so 6, 7 and 9. And I'll leave it for a bit for that to cool down, because I'm a little bit bothered about that. And why that is like that, because I mean, if a capacitor really has gone well and truly belly up on this, then chances are that it's done all sorts of damage. They do, you know, they do. Actually, I've changed that capacitor there, which is the grid cap on the pentode side of this, and that's the same valve, because it doesn't seem to be getting quite as hot now. I reckon the problem was probably that, which is a grid capacitor of the same type. It's known in some places as that capacitor, but you know, it's the grid cap, and if it goes faulty, it puts voltage on the grid, so it tends to make it do things like that. So now plug it in now, like that, and wait for it to warm up, and see what we get here now. Aha, buzz, which we didn't have before. And that doesn't get as warm. I'll leave it for 3 meters to check, but that doesn't seem to get as warm. Now then, the next place we look, of course, is volume control. Is of course pin 6 of the EF. No, we'll start here with the thing set right. Thank you very much, and we'll try that again. Nothing there. Okay. Negative 0.3 there. Okay. Negative 0.3 there. Nothing there. Okay. It suggests that C3 is okay. What is C3 anyway? I need to find out and check it. It's 0.01 microfarad. I think it's this here. So the other side of this should have voltage on it, which it doesn't actually. Okay, we'll check them. That should have voltage on it, should that? Should have a lot of voltage on it, should that actually? I'll just check and make sure there is. Yeah, that's okay. So it goes to there. Okay, I think it goes to. Hang on. Yes, I know I shouldn't do this with switched on, but you know, sometimes I don't care. Yeah, so is it? No, nothing, okay. Nothing there. There's something down here, I think, where that goes. Yeah. Is it somewhere like, aha. It's there, okay, fine. So it's that, I think it's that one there, okay. Again, then it's an EF6 in this, and as you know, EF86 is a pentode, and so therefore there should be voltages again on 2 pins, which is probably going to be that one, yeah, and one down here somewhere, somewhere like, that's low. Okay. that's okay. And the pencils, and with it being a pencil, the other half of it goes to pin 1, and R3 is 3 megs, which I think is probably going to be this here. Which is low, okay. Certainly lower than it should be anyway. And this end here should be here, which it is, and that is not reading either. Okay, not to worry. It might not be that one actually, but we'll certainly check. It's the only one of that type round here, so 74, 75 volts. Okay, that's a bit low, that as well. Especially seeing that pin 6 appears to be rather higher. And pin 9, of course, again here, appears to have nothing on it. Near this here should they can generate some sort of signal if I do that, and it doesn't. Okay, but it's still hot, that actually, so I might first of all bang a new valve in there and see what happens, because in operating conditions are fine, but I'm still getting a little warm for my liking. That I think somebody's having a bit of fun with me here with this. First of all, the grid that goes to the heads and stuff is there, and it's earth through this here. The whole lot is earth, which it shouldn't be. And the heads are connected to the earth as well, so exactly, yeah. Now, the caps that were across here, I took them out for a closer look, and to change them anyway. And this one should be 0.25 microfarads. It's 25, so off it goes. And this one, of course, here, another one, where I put it, is here, yeah. That is 25 microfarads as well, and that's a daily, so that's going to go as well. As is the 16K one here, that's going to leave us as well. So yes, so that's going to come out as well. It's come out too, and that is I can't see what it is actually. Hang on. $60 microfarads, but it's got markings and stuff on it, so that's could come out as well. Now, the voltage to the second grid on this pen sword came to a 3 mega ohm resistor, which read rather more than 3. So we're going to change all that, sort it out, and we'll try it again. Now at this stage, as you can hear, possibly, does actually now make quite a bit of noise, and that's coming out of the F86 and going in. It's somewhere down here, or was, might be now. looking okay, fine, just checking on here. Now that is going into the EF86 from the head, so coming down here, just the same there. Okay, so at this stage I've changed the 3 images to 3 1 megs it, because that's all I had basically, so there we go with that. So now I think it's time to whip the thing over and see about the heads themselves. So I'll whip it over and take the top off and have a look at the heads, because of course that's the next issue. The heads, I hope, are okay. I hope they're okay. More sometimes you open the machine up and you think, what the hell? This does not have any Capstan drive at all. None. If you look here, you see there's no Capstan wheel or idler. This, all it does is go to the motor, so like that. And you might notice that it didn't seem to play either. Apart from when you do that. So you said winding it off very quickly. Let's have a look at this deck and find out what we can do with it, what we can't, and how bad it really is. In this case, actually, one thing I will say about it off the cuff is that it appears to have the standard heads that many BSR decks have, so it won't be that hard to get replacement if we need one. I'm going to start by giving it a bit of a clean and hope that helps, and also things like tape path alignment as well, which is another thing which we need to discuss. Basically, tape path alignment, it takes the 2 things. The track on the tape has to be aligned with the head. That's obvious, yeah. If it's up too far or down too far, or they don't line up, it doesn't play very well, as you heard. And also, of course, if the head and the tape, if the head is skewed from the tape, then again the same applies. So we'll look at that as well. This looks fairly simple to adjust if we need to, but I think the first thing we need to do with this is find something to clean the head with, and hope for the best. Again, it's very quiet still. I've noticed that, very quiet still. I noticed also that on the head here, it looks okay. So the head itself, it's either knackered or just very, very, very dirty. One of the 2. I'll start with thinking it's very, very dirty and giving it a damn good clean. That's the first thing. And then from that we'll start looking at other things to do. But with this machine not having a Capstan idler drive, it's obviously meant more of a dictation machine than a hi-fi machine, and so I don't expect that much out of it, although these tapes that came with it do have music on them and a book as well, so somebody was using it for music, which is interesting in itself, you know. But yeah, anyway, I'll give it I guess find the stuff and give the head to clean, and we'll see what it does. A word about what you're using. On the WD-40, no. This is a fast drying contact cleaner, especially. The WD-40 bought out a number of these, and they are in fact pretty good. So, all over the head like that, and you know, give them a clean. It was coming off them. It always does, by the way, you know, so that's nothing nothing new by any means, you know. So there you are. There we go. There we go. What's that like now? A bit better. Right, okay. Carry on, by the way, with this until everything is clear. Guides, heads, everything. Very important that you do. Heads look clear, look clean now, but whether they are or not, I don't know. There we go. And so I'll give them another couple of goes, or we'll just be on the safe side, then we'll give it a try. Well, the heads have been cleaned. Possibly a new pressure pad on. I got some which will do for that. But having said that, that's quiet. And so's that. It suggests to me that there's something else wrong with the electrics inside the amplifier circuit. Now, it's on this machine. All that is done on a big switch under here. So I think that's the best place to look. But we are getting somewhere. It's now making noise. It didn't before. I don't know how good this machine will be when it's finished, because like I said, it's not a Capstan, an idler based deck, but we'll get it as good as we can. Well, at this stage, I've changed that resistor there. It's the resistor to the trial section of this valve here, the ECL82, and it was way up in value. It wasn't, but it was. Anyway, if I put the thing back on now like that and wait for it to warm up, and wait and wait and wait, you know, these things are like for that. Is it me? Is that louder? But again here, that's the input of the EF86 now. Now that there is the second grid. Now I don't think that should be making that noise. I really don't. All the components round here are up to spec and value correctly, so there's no problem there. So I'm going to go for that valve next. There was a 1 meg resistor on the input. It's not that. I whipped it out. It's not that. But something isn't right here. Like I said, I hope it's not the head, but I'm starting to worry that it might be that. Well, to put the EF86 in, you've got to take the unit apart even more. One thing with these more compact machines is that they do need to be taken apart a lot more to get at things. That's the black panel, and that's the terrain from the front. It goes like that. With them out of the way, and the and the other valve in now, let's see what happens when we put this thing in and see what it does. This is where the fun starts, shall we say. So yeah, so that goes into there like that. This goes into here like that. That's a GEC EF86, by the way. They're not sought after among the music playing fraternity, so it's in a way it's better. Nothing. Have I got a dodgy GC EF86 here? Bit annoying if I have, you know, but they don't feel all that often, these, but I want to check that one's okay, because if not, well, you know, we're have to go back down to the shed. So yeah, after looking at it, it does look as though we've lost the vacuum, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so we'll check. Doesn't seem to be lighting up, that, does it? Oh dear. Okay. Put the low one back in and see if that lights up. If it does, then that valve is only suitable for one place. Hang on. Because this one did light up. It had to, because of course it was one of those. It was one of these which did do something, so it had to light up, you know. So in with that one. Like so. Like so. I'm not sure that's lighted up either now, actually. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, as I say in the trade, what is the matter with it now? Right, now at this stage, what I've done actually, I've upped the voltage to this valve down here, the EF86, and now if I go in with the PA like that, it seems to that. There you go. That actually goes into both valves, and that suggests to me that the valves on it are now fine, because that is loud. That is loud. I could go in through the dam input as well, but you know there doesn't seem to be a lot of point to that, because you know that is okay. See, the gram and the microphone inputs on this, by the way, and the PA button which I've pressed down here, there's only a resistor between the two, so it won't make much of a difference. Now then, with that in mind, therefore, we have to go forward again. And so if I put that back on now, like that, and switch it to that, like that, switch it back up again down here, like that. Whichever way up is on this. And that way, okay, fine. Well, Okay, and to here now it is a bit louder, so it does seem to be a bit more likely, as it were. But now, of course, with that having a high voltage fed to it, I'll fed to it now like that, you see. The cathode is now at 2.2 volts, and the grid is at 0. Okay, now that therefore suggests that that will be a bit more friendly towards us than previously thought. Okay, so now we'll try that again. If it's still bad like that now, then all it can be is either this switch here or the heads. There's nothing else it can be. I was actually thinking about the head, about this earlier on, so it might need to go and find a replacement head for it, which well, we have to, you know, it's the way it is. But let's check first and find out, shall we? So now, if we turn it back over like that, yeah, and plug it back in like that and like that, and see what happens now. Doesn't seem to be anything on this head, does there? What's there? There you go. That's the head now. Okay, so now we put a tape on and see what it sounds like now. It's either better or worse, like, you know, but we'll soon see. If it's the head, then I have got one. I'll have to go and find it, but we'll see on that one, because at this stage I don't really know. But yeah, I don't really know. But whether it is or not, this is. But anyway, if I now do that, right, it's a little tiny bit louder, but obviously not loud enough, especially when you consider the head here. So that's that ain't looking good, that. But one thing we'll do next, of course, with this is go on the circuit, which I'll show you in a minute actually, and check that the other one pin of the record puller head obviously goes to the EF86. And the other one should go to deck, which it does. Okay, fine. So that's oh dear, it looks very much like it's the head. Well, here's the circuit of the tape recorder in question, and that's the screwdriver, and it's standard. This is the version with the EF86 on the front end, as you can see. Anyway, it's 6.3 volt heaters, the transformers there. Selenium rectifier. Smoothing. Now, the ECL82 has two sections on here because in a way it's like two valves in one, okay? Now, this is the output section, you know, so on playback it goes out, I think it's here, to the speaker, which I think is there, okay? And of course, when switch to play to record, this then becomes translated to drive the array Z. So that's again that's standard for these. That valve there, by the way, that's the Magic Eye system there, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. That is the triode section of the ECL82 there, like that. And that is of course the EF86. In some versions it's actually an ECC83 there. I've not come across that version, but looking at it, I wonder if it's the one where the two triodes in it are wired like the Murphy version, which is on this site somewhere. Murphy TR1 I think it is. Anyway, the switching is just underneath here. That's simple enough. That's the switching, and that is the faulty head there. Actually, that we call playhead. Now, this one also has a function as a PA, and so what they did before was I simply put this single audio stream generator in the back of it, made a racket, so all it can be now is that head there. Okay, nothing else it can be. And if you look at the back of it there with your finger, it buzzes very healthily now. Now, one thing I have done here, which some people might like, some people might not, it's, you know, I've loaded those two resistors. Now I think that is on its way down, but it's okay here because in these ECL82, of course, if it is not the most reliable of valves sometimes, and you can actually have problems with them. The one that's in there is alright. The EF86, of course, there's another problem with grounding on it to taking out the output there, the input there, which I've put right. I've also changed those capacitors as well, that one and that one, and of course that one there, of course, that's the capacitor, that's been changed as well. So now, if I was to plug this in now, like that, and press play, like that, and wait for it to warm up. That to me suggests that that head is knackered, and that more so, because that's okay, that isn't so. But with a bit more power going to the FX, if it gets a bit more, I'll put that back on there, and hopefully we'll do some of the hum. If not, then I'll find it where it's coming from, put an extra capacitor in to put it right. There are people out there who think that you know, putting mods on things is not the way to do it. I personally, if it has to be done, stuff of this is, then it has to be done. And you know, different people have different views about it, but a lot of components in these now are made of one of two things. One is unobtainium, and one is getting expensive. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's the one that's in there actually is the DC version, which is not sought after by all the music freaks, so they are a lot cheaper, and it's perfectly good in that. So anyway, well, I'll take the head out, and we'll. But the head, by the way, measures about 400 or 500 ohm. That to me is a little bit high for what is basically coils inside. So that too suggests to me that the head might be at fault here. So like I said, that's the next thing we're going to do is whip that head off and find something that'll go in its place. I'm sure I've got something. Right, back on with this after 2 or 3 weeks away for various reasons. Main one being the head itself, which is shall we say faulty. That's gone. That head is gone, like I said before. But that's not the end of it. I mean, in any shape or form, because what happened then, I was talking to Jay's Vintage Junk, and I took him the head, and he did things which I can't do because I'm disabled, including putting new head in the battery for the old one. So now, if this is right, there's no reason why it shouldn't be, quite frankly, you know. This will then solder in, and then of course we shall get a reasonable amount of playback out of this machine. So first thing I do is I'll put it in, and the next thing I'll do is see if we get any noise out of it. Well, I've tried it, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work all that well with this new heading. There could be one or two reasons for this. One is that the head is not right for the machine, or it's the wrong modern head, so maybe it's not right. That's one possibility. The pressure pads are right and the alignment's okay. I could put in a very, very loud signal from the signal generator down here, and it does come out on play, but nowhere near as loudly as it should do, in my opinion. So you know, it's almost as if you know, it's losing it somewhere. But having said that, I haven't really checked this properly here. If it goes into this lot here, if I get the circuit up to stay up, there we are. It goes from here, down here, and up here. Okay, so I'll check all that and also change that capacitor and that resistor there, in the hope that that might be the problem. After that, well, I really don't know where else I can go with this apart from getting a new head. So I'll do that, go through it, and we'll see what we can find, if anything. It's the with the ohm meter. So there should be, all the way through here, there should be 0 ohms or something along those lines. So down here, that is the if you can see that, okay. That's the input, okay. So now we're going first of all, we're going to there, okay, yeah. And that goes with it switch to play. I think is that one. To there, okay. And it goes there to come down to pin 8 up here. And so there should be very, very little here. And there's absolutely nothing, so that is okay. Now also, very quickly, one thing I'm going to do is the final test actually. Uh, there is capacitor and resistor which go to the PA thing. I'm going to try, okay, so go through again, go through here like that. So it goes to there, which goes to there. Okay, with it down, you see. You see, each one of those there, actually, when it presses down, the switches change over. Okay, so that goes to the to that resistor, which goes to deck, and that capacitor, which goes to goes here and going here. So I'll do. I'll just quickly whip those two out. Just this is probably not going to work, but just for my peace of mind, it is all very important. That comes out, and the other one also comes out like that. There we go. And now what I'll do, I'll plug it in again, put a tape on, and see if it works. If it doesn't, and I'm afraid the chances are it probably won't, then it's the head. It's got to be the head. It can't be anything else. It can't be anything else, and the new head obviously isn't right for it. So yeah, it's going to be one of these waiting for a part jobs, which sits in the corner of the workshop and gathers dust, another kind of thing. Now then, in this case now, we've got the thing right way up on the bench, and I've put the audio generator into it at full whack, and this was up full as well, and that's what we get. That's what we get. Now this machine is very good mechanically, as you can hear. That's it. That is really is it. Now, as you saw before, I actually managed to trace the head through, check those other two components, so all it can be is this head. This one isn't right for it, obviously. And so all we can do in this case really is say, right, you know, well, fair enough, you know, can't win them all straight away, although I always do my utmost to try, you know, because I'm that way inclined. Now, if anyone has got a head for this, we call playback head, it's not dissimilar actually to the ones you get in BSRs, but I don't know if they're right either. So if anybody has got a head for this, if you can, and of course it works, if you can spare it for me, I will be forever in your debt. Okay, simple as that. So I'll put it back together, and that's it really. We can't go any further with this because of the head has gone cuckoo, and the one that David kind of did for me actually is not well help either. By the way, I went in with these connectors, of course, because I thought, well, we're going to change the head again, so I thought, well, that way it would be easier to do. So anyway, I'll put it together, and well, that's it really. Here it is all back together. The same bell, which as you can hear doesn't sound all that bell right now because it's got a problem with the video head as well as the crack case, but I can deal with that once I've got the head sorted. If I get the head sorted, it's going to go into storage and sit there until I get a head for it, which I'm going to do actually, because I used to get books of tape recorders at library, look at them, and this was one which I always wanted but never ever found. So now I've got one, even though it doesn't work, it is going to. So anyone's got a record and playhead for this, yes please. Anyway, that's it for this not entirely successful edition of Steve Pendlebury's Vintage Radio Long Stay Workshop, and I hope the next time round will be rather more successful. Until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.